how do you see wellness in the studio sort of making its way out into our everyday lives and vice versa as well? What do we bring back to the studio?
Yeah, I think there's so much to be created in terms of perspective from the way you spend your time outside of the studio. I think that a lot of dancers fall into this pattern of making everything about their lives focused on ballet. And, even in younger years in your training, sometimes that's the message. Like, if you want to be good at this, or if you want to do this well, you have to eat, sleep, breathe, dance. That's all you should be thinking about. There's no time or space for other interests. I would say some teachers finally have begun to evolve beyond that. But, that was always the message that I received was like, to be good at this, it has to be your everything. And I think there's so much to be gained by creating a life outside of dance that is very whole and fulfilling and joyful. And that experience outside of the studio brings so much more to what you're able to provide and create inside the studio. And then when you're there, when you're actually dancing, I think that things don't always go well. Like we know that, right? Like you have this idea in your head of how you want the variation to look or how you hope even just class will go and how you want to feel. But we all have off days, and it's a very real experience to be in the studio and to be feeling like, gosh, this is not how I thought this day was going to go. And when it's your everything, it can feel like the end of the world. Whereas when it's part of your life and not the only thing that you're focused on, you can say, okay, this is not a great day, but it doesn't mean that it's going to stay this way. And when I'm working with a dancer, what I encourage them to do is ask, what did go well? Like about each individual combination, what actually went well in that combination, even if overall you were like, it's not my best, because you can usually come away with something like, okay, I maintained some good port de bras, even though, I wasn't fully on my leg, but I kept my arms strong and where they needed to be, so finding ways to focus on the aspects of the dance experience that are actually going well can help you get through a class that's maybe not your best and feel more balanced in that experience as well.